Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome everyone to Mr. Halal Money's YouTube channel. I'm gonna put it here because I think it's more clear, even though you guys can't see anything and the background is boring. So, and this is a little bit, the empty background has to do about what I want to talk to you guys today about. And most of you guys know, for those who follow me on Instagram, that I have recently moved to Mauritania, to Nouakchott. I'm in the city, in the capital of Mauritania right now. And I wanted to share a little bit with you guys, the reason why, because apparently some people, they were surprised that from this move. But, even close people, people who are close to me, and I don't do what I want to say. I want to start by saying that I don't do anything just for the sake of doing it. And I think this should be a lesson and a thing to think about for any Muslim. No, I'm not even talking about entrepreneurship right now. Any Muslim to do. It should be a thing that any Muslim should do. You shouldn't be on this life as a leaf. You're just going with the flow. You're just going with the waves. And that's the problem with a lot of us. We reach a certain point in our lives where, mainly for practicing Muslims, for practicing brothers is a problem, because you are an example for many people, and people expect things from you. And the problem is that if you don't have stability in your life, even though stability is really subjective, for some people, if you look at my case, you could look at myself and be, oh, he's not stable because he's Mauritania, he is always moving, he's always traveling everywhere. But what I'm trying to say is that every move, mainly if you're in your 20s, in your 30s, every move you do in your life, everything you do on a daily basis, on something that keeps coming back in your life, it should be for a purpose. Now, why do I say that many people were surprised? Is because, I don't know if, I don't know, and this is something that I genuinely want to ask you guys. Like, I want you to go to the comment section right now. Okay, even if it's a bad thing, I want you to describe it with one word. Like, every time you hear about myself, every time you hear Mr. Halal Money or whatever, I want you to describe it with one word, please, in the comment section right now. That will really help. And now I will give you my perspective and what I think that people sees me at. Because obviously, as you guys know, since 18 years old, I've had, even before this, like when I started practicing, I was 16, right? Then in between my 16, my 17, my 18, I was kind of like finding myself, going through all of these different, creeds and sects, and trying to understand where I'm going and what I'm doing. And I had this complete love for, I started to having this intense love and basically I started to wanting to seek knowledge. I started to wanting to not be ignorant anymore. So at 18 years old, I was in Paris and I met this brother, French brother, or his father was Spanish and his mother was French or something like that. And I told him, I really want to learn Arabic, like, where do you think I can learn Arabic? And he told me, you can go Egypt. And I was like, Egypt? Like, I never imagined in my mind, in my young mind, that I would be traveling to the East to learn a language. So I was like, Egypt? Like, why would I go to Egypt to learn the Arabic language? And he was like, yeah, it's really good there, you go there, you focus, you are in an environment with brothers who are learning the language. And that was my main purpose. I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna see. Like, and he gave me a little card. I told my parents were like, what are you talking about? So alhamdulillah, I convinced them, because I was a bad boy me saying that, it was kind of like, oh, he wants to go and learn Arabic, Quran and stuff. So it was kind of like good, you know. They say, well, it could be worth it. So anyways, to summarize the whole thing, I went to Egypt, right? And I ended up staying for 5 years. You know, alhamdulillah, I accomplished many things in Egypt that I'm super grateful about. You know, like for example, the memorization of literally half the Quran, 15 Jews, graduating from Al-Azhar high school and going into the faculty of Sharia, and completing 2 years of the faculty before I got kicked out of the country. Now, what you guys know about me and the Mr. Halal money person kind of thing, it started after I got kicked out from Egypt. So what I'm trying to say with this is, right now, for example, you guys see me in Mauritania, oh mashallah, the brother went to study. It's not I went to study. That was the purpose from the beginning. Like Mr. Halal money, it was only a way of reminding myself, and the more you tell something to yourself, the more you become that thing. Okay, if you tell yourself, I'm a student of knowledge, I'm a student of knowledge, I'm a student of knowledge, you will start acting like a student of knowledge, you will start behaving like a student of knowledge, you will start doing things that students of knowledge do. And the same thing if you tell about yourself that you are a Mr. Halal money, or you have the halal money mindset, or you know, as you know, if some of you guys seen my cap before, it said money on my mind, not in my heart. So this was the whole thing, and this person started when I got kicked out of Egypt. So this whole year, and this is something that I wasn't sharing with you guys, but I stayed by myself in my grandmother's house in Spain, just so I cut off all my expenses. Okay, my family were away from me. I stayed for 1 whole year by myself without my wife and my kids, just for the sake of learning and mastering the world of online business. Why? It goes back to what I always wanted to do, which is study the Islamic knowledge. And I know for a fact, I was for 5 years in Egypt. I tried sewing. I tried teaching Arabic online, but I didn't know, all that I know right now. I didn't know how to teach it, how to market it, how to sell, things like that. I tried at the end of my years, I tried just going to London and coming back to Egypt, like working in London for 1 month, staying in Egypt for 3, 4, 5 months, delivering food in London. So what I'm trying to say is that my purpose is always been seeking knowledge. Like I have a super intense love for seeking knowledge, and not for what I can accomplish with knowledge, but the feeling that knowing, and when I say knowing, I'm talking about the ilm qala Allah wa qala Rasul qala Sahaba, the feeling in your life and how calm you are in your life and tranquil your heart is. Like Allah said, isn't it that with the remembrance of Allah, the hearts find peace? It's just because of that, right? So what I'm trying to say is that was the whole purpose. That was the whole purpose of why I started to intensely and literally for a whole year went all into learning about online business, because I know that a student of knowledge, I don't like asking for money. That's one thing. I've had, all brothers in Spain, which is where I come from, telling me, listen, I will fund your studies. Like, how much do you need to live in Egypt? Like, what are your expenses? I'm gonna send you money every month. And I always was like, no. And for me, becoming an entrepreneur, it was a way of da'wah as well. It's a way of da'wah because, want it or not, you are a role model for someone. Someone looks up to you. There's always someone who looks up to you. And, in your family as well. So when they see that you are doing the most sacred thing in the world, which is seeking knowledge, and at the same time you know how to hustle it out, that's a da'wah within itself. And the best da'wah is through actions. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm in Mauritania right now. I came here for many different reasons, and going back to what we were saying in the beginning, not a single move should be, aimless. Basically, every move that you do in your life right now, mainly in your 20s, 30s, it should be for what you're gonna get later on. Because this is something that we human beings, we are optimized to receive immediate feedback and to receive immediate results. Like for example, you go ahead, upload a picture or whatever on Instagram, you are optimized to receive immediate feedback, people liking it and this and that. If no one likes it, you start feeling weird. So what I'm trying to say with this is that, for example, when you are in your early years, in your 20s, your 30s, you hear all the people telling you, yo, get your life ready, study, get a degree, get a job, because later on you're gonna feel it. Why? Because they know about it right now. But even themselves, they made that mistake. This is why they are reminding you so hard, so bad about you. But because we humans, we don't think long term, and we are optimized for immediate feedback. When you start doing these things like trying to get a degree, trying to get a job, to get your life ready for the future, you don't see immediate feedback, because these things, they take time to show, right? There is the cause, the actions you do, and then after years, maybe even 10 years, you see the fruits from what you were doing 10 years ago, right? So again, like, nothing that you do in your 20s, in your 30s should be just for the sake of doing it, or just for the sake of liking it, or because you feel good. Like, you actually, life, yeah, it's good to do things that you like to do, but you still have your kids, even before they are born, they have rights on you. Your wife, even before you marry her, even if you don't know about her yet, she has rights on you. And you, as a man, you need to provide. You need to, things are expected from you. So this video is a response to everyone who was, quote unquote, surprised that I came to Mauritania. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the reasons why I came to Mauritania as well, in a summarized way. So one thing is, alhamdulillah, I spent a whole year fully focused on learning about business in general, and more focused on online business and how to monetize, how to earn money online, how to earn money from a laptop. Alhamdulillah, and only by the grace of Allah, this has been achieved. And so what I'm trying to say is that, once this was done for me, I had to go back to what I always wanted to do, which is seeking knowledge, right? So I came here to Mauritania. Obviously, Mauritania, we know all Mauritania is known for seeking knowledge, for just knowledge. It's a country known because of all the ulama that came out of here, basically. And another reason as well, even though right now, I'm not ready to start like going into books and literally, because when I do something, I like to do it fully and I like to do it full time. And alhamdulillah, that's one thing that I was learning on how to automate businesses that can, and how to make money work for you, basically, instead of you working for money. So that's another thing. So one other thing is, coming to Mauritania, even if you, and this is a last advice that I'm going to give you, even if you, like, once you have learned how to make money online, okay, or in my case, is making money online. It might be something else for you. But this is what I highly recommend if you want to seek knowledge, if you want to have a life where you want to live maybe in a Muslim country or whatever it might be, or go back to your country. Once you find the way of doing so, even if you're not ready to study this for the students of knowledge, go to a country like this. Like, just look at right now, I'm in Mauritania. My expenses are super low, and I'm able to save. And this comes back to doing moves right now to see the fruits later. If you come to a country like this making the money that you would be able to live with in the West, and you here and saving money and literally even living better, to be honest, because I'm living better than just because the money, like these, for example, with all of these, I can literally buy my month food, all the food that I need in a month. And this is in sterling pounds, for example. It's not even 20 pounds, I think. You know what I mean? So if you keep your expenses low, and this one of the reasons why I went for a whole year to my grandmother's house to live there, just to cut my expenses, just because it's property, right? And I didn't have to pay rent or anything, and I was just paying for my internet and food, and that helped me to save money. And now coming here to Mauritania, you have low expenses, so you can save money on the long term, while my family are benefiting from the country, from the studies, from Hifz al-Quran and stuff like that, and me as well. I can study at the same time. So anyways, guys, I don't want to get you guys bored, but yeah, man, I mean, it's a blessing, and for me, this is what I call success. Like, success is subjective for everyone. For me, I'm super successful right now, just for the fact of accomplishing what you want to do. As soon as you're accomplishing what you want to do, you are successful. You know what I mean? Me living literally just in front of the masjid, being here and doing what I always wanted to do, that's a huge success already. And I ask Allah that He grants us and you guys, all the viewers, success for dunya wal akhirah. And yeah, guys, I want to finish by letting you guys know that I will be focusing on mentoring people on the Arabic language. I will cut off all the mentoring in terms of business. So this gives you an opportunity as well for those who were watching me for a long time, following me, and never had that little push to go into one of my programs or to go into the HOB Academy and actually learn how this world of making money online works, or what you can do to start making money online. Well, this is your opportunity right now. The HOB Academy will be closing soon for me to focus on my other things. So you guys have the link down below. If you guys want to join, you guys are welcome until we close the HOB Academy, and it's going to be maybe in about 10 to 15 days time. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys like this video. Just try and keep it as raw as possible. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. And see you guys on the next video, I guess. Assalamu alaikum.